Good morning, and welcome back to this channel, the place where real science meets real life for seniors who refuse to simply accept aging without a fight. What if one of the foods you've been afraid to eat is not actually your enemy? I'm talking about fruit. For years, many people with diabetes have heard the same warning. Fruit has sugar. Sugar raises blood sugar, so avoid fruit. And because of that, people stop eating apples, berries, cherries, oranges, and even bananas. They feel guilty when they eat something naturally sweet. Some people become so scared that they treat a bowl of fruit the same way they would treat a bottle of soda. But here is the truth. Whole fruit and processed sugar are not the same thing. A fruit is not just sugar. A fruit comes with fiber, water, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and plant compounds that work together inside the body. Fruit juice, candy, and refined sugar are very different because they usually remove the fiber and deliver sugar quickly. The American Diabetes Association includes fruit as one of the quality carbohydrate choices that can fit into a diabetes meal plan, and it gives practical portion guidance for people counting carbohydrates. So today, we are going to talk about 3 fruits that people with diabetes should not fear when eaten in the right way and in the right amount. These fruits are not magic. They will not replace your medication. They will not cure diabetes overnight, but they may support better blood sugar control, help reduce sharp glucose spikes, and give your body nutrients that matter for long-term metabolic health. And the third fruit may surprise you because many people don't even think of it as a fruit. So stay until the end because I'll also give you the simple fruit eating rules that can make the difference between a blood sugar spike and a blood sugar-friendly meal. The big mistake people make about fruit. Before we talk about the 3 fruits, we need to clear up one very common confusion. People hear the word sugar and think all sugar behaves the same way. But your body responds differently to sugar depending on the food it comes in. Think about this. Drinking fruit juice is not the same as eating the whole fruit. When you drink juice, much of the fiber is gone. It becomes very easy to drink the sugar from multiple fruits within a few seconds. But when you eat whole fruit, you chew it, digest it slowly, and the fiber helps slow the rise in blood sugar. The CDC explains that fiber helps with blood sugar control because the body does not absorb and break down fiber the same way it breaks down other carbohydrates. This is why fruit juice can raise blood sugar faster than whole fruit. It is also why dried fruit needs caution. Just 2 tablespoons of dried fruit can contain about 15 grams of carbohydrate, according to the American Diabetes Association. Now here is another important point. A large BMJ study found that higher intake of certain whole fruits, especially blueberries, grapes, and apples, was associated with a lower risk of type 2 diabetes, while fruit juice had the opposite association. That does not mean fruit cures diabetes. It means the type and form of fruit matter. Whole fruit, better. Fruit juice, risky. Fruit with fiber, better. Fruit syrup, sweetened canned fruit, or large portions, risky. So the real question is not, can diabetics eat fruit? The better question is, which fruits, how much, and how should they be eaten? Now let's start with fruit number 3. Fruit number 3, berries. The first blood sugar-friendly fruit group is berries. This includes blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, and blackberries. Berries are one of the smartest fruit choices for people watching blood sugar because they are naturally sweet, but they are also packed with fiber and polyphenols. Let's start with blueberries. Blueberries contain plant pigments called anthocyanins. These are the compounds that give blueberries their deep blue and purple color. But anthocyanins are not just color. They are biologically active compounds that researchers have studied for their possible effect on insulin sensitivity and metabolic health. A clinical trial in obese, insulin-resistant adults found that blueberry bioactives improved insulin sensitivity over 6 weeks, compared with a placebo smoothie. Now, let's be very clear. This does not mean blueberries are medicine. It does not mean eating blueberries will reverse diabetes. The study was done in insulin-resistant adults, not as a cure for diabetes. But it does suggest that blueberries contain compounds that may support better insulin function. And that matters because insulin resistance is one of the biggest problems in type 2 diabetes. When your body becomes insulin resistant, insulin is still present, but your cells don't respond to it properly. So, glucose stays higher in the blood. Improving insulin sensitivity is one of the key goals of diabetes management. Now, let's talk about strawberries. Strawberries are sweet, bright, and satisfying, but they are relatively low in calories and carbohydrate compared with many other sweet foods. They also contain vitamin C, fiber, and polyphenols. A good practical serving for many people is around 3/4 to 1 cup of fresh berries, depending on your meal plan and your blood sugar response. Raspberries and blackberries are especially powerful because they are very high in fiber. Fiber is important because higher fiber diets are linked with improvements in glycemic control, blood lipids, body weight, and inflammation in diabetes management. This is why berries are so useful. They give sweetness, but they also give fiber and antioxidants. Here is a simple way to eat them. Add berries to plain Greek yogurt. Add berries to oatmeal with nuts. Eat berries after a protein-rich meal. Use frozen berries in a smoothie, but don't strain the smoothie and don't add sugar. Frozen berries are perfectly fine. Many people think frozen means less healthy, but frozen fruit can retain nutrients very well and is often more affordable. But here is the warning. Avoid berry jams, berry syrups, sweetened berry toppings, and packaged desserts that only use berries as a flavor. Those are not the same as whole berries. A blueberry muffin is not the same as blueberries. Strawberry jam is not the same as strawberries. A berry-flavored drink is not the same as berries. So fruit number 3 is berries because they are high in fiber, rich in polyphenols, and easy to include in a diabetes-friendly diet. Now, let's move to number 2, and this one may surprise many people. Fruit number 2, cherries. The second fruit is cherries. Many people with diabetes avoid cherries because they taste sweet. And yes, cherries do contain natural sugar, but sweetness alone does not tell you how a food behaves in your body. Cherries are often listed as a low glycemic fruit. International Glycemic Index tables list raw cherries with a GI around 22, which is considered low. The glycemic index is a scale that estimates how quickly a carbohydrate-containing food raises blood sugar, low G. I foods generally raise blood sugar more slowly than high GI foods. Oregon State University's Linus Pauling Institute explains that low GI is 55 or less, medium is 56 to 69, and high is 70 or more. So when someone says cherries are sweet, so they must be bad, that is too simple. A candy bar is sweet. A soda is sweet. Cherries are sweet too. But cherries come with water, fiber, potassium, vitamin C, and anthocyanins. Candy and soda do not give the same package. Cherries, especially tart cherries, are also rich in polyphenols. Research reviews suggest cherry consumption may have metabolic health benefits because of bioactive compounds like anthocyanins, although more human research is still needed. That last part is important. More research is needed. A lot of online videos exaggerate cherries and say they force the pancreas to produce insulin or reverse diabetes. That is not a responsible claim. The better evidence-based way to say it is this. Cherries can be a smart fruit option for some people with diabetes because they are low on the glycemic index, contain fiber and antioxidants, and may support metabolic health when eaten in proper portions. Now let's talk about portions. A practical serving is usually about half a cup to 1 cup of cherries, depending on your carbohydrate target. For many people, that may be around 12 to 20 cherries. But you should not sit with a giant bowl and eat mindlessly. Portion is everything. Also, choose the right form. Fresh cherries are good. Frozen cherries without added sugar are good. Tart cherries can be useful if you like the taste. Dried cherries are risky because the sugar is concentrated. Canned cherries and syrup are not a good choice. Cherry juice can raise blood sugar quickly because it lacks the fiber of whole cherries. This is the pattern you should remember for almost every fruit. Whole fruit is usually better than juice. Fresh or frozen is usually better than syrup. Small portions are better than unlimited portions. One smart way to eat cherries is to pair them with protein or healthy fat. For example, you can eat a small serving of cherries with unsweetened yogurt, cottage cheese, nuts, or after a balanced meal. This helps slow digestion and may reduce the chance of a sharp glucose rise. Now let's move to number 1, and this fruit is completely different from the first two. Fruit number 1, avocado. The number 1 fruit is avocado. Yes, avocado is a fruit. Many people think of fruit as sweet, juicy, and colorful. But botanically, avocado is a fruit. And for blood sugar control, avocado is one of the most interesting fruits because it is very low in sugar and high in healthy fats and fiber. Avocados are not sweet like berries or cherries. It is creamy, rich, and filling. USDA Food Data Central reports that raw avocado contains fiber, potassium, healthy fats, and very little sugar per 100 grams. This matters for diabetes because meals that digest too quickly often lead to higher post-meal glucose spikes. Avocado can help because it provides fat and fiber, which slow digestion and increase fullness. A randomized controlled trial in overweight and obese adults found that replacing carbohydrate energy in meals with half or whole avocado improved certain post-meal metabolic and vascular markers. Another study found that adding about half a Hass avocado to lunch increased satiety and reduced the desire to eat over the next several hours. This is important because diabetes management is not only about one blood sugar reading. It is also about appetite, weight management, cravings, insulin demand, heart health, and long-term consistency. Avocado can help in several ways. First, it is low in sugar. Second, it contains monounsaturated fat, the same general type of heart-friendly fat found in olive oil. Third, it contains fiber. Fourth, it contains potassium and magnesium. Harvard's nutrition source notes that half an avocado has more potassium than a medium banana. Magnesium also matters because type 2 diabetes is often associated with magnesium deficits, and magnesium is involved in glucose metabolism and insulin function. Again, this does not mean avocado is a treatment. It means avocado is a nutrient-dense food that can fit well into a diabetes-friendly eating pattern. Here are easy ways to use it. Add half an avocado to eggs. Use avocado in salad instead of sugary dressing. Spread avocado on whole grain toast with boiled egg. Blend a small amount into a green smoothie without added sugar. Eat avocado with grilled chicken, fish, lentils, or beans. But remember, avocado is calorie-dense. Healthy does not mean unlimited. For most people, half an avocado is a reasonable portion, but your exact portion depends on your calories, weight goal, and meal plan. Avocado is number 1 because it is low in sugar, high in fiber, rich in healthy fats, and very useful for making meals more satisfying. The 5 rules for eating fruit with diabetes. Now that you know the 3 fruits, let's make this practical. Because even a good fruit can become a problem if eaten the wrong way. Rule 1. Eat whole fruit, not juice. This is the most important rule. Whole fruit contains fiber. Juice removes much of that fiber. That means juice can enter the bloodstream faster and raise blood sugar more quickly. The BMJ study found whole fruit and fruit juice were associated with different diabetes risk patterns, with whole fruits linked to lower risk and fruit juice linked to higher risk. So if you are choosing between an orange and orange juice, choose the orange. If you are choosing between cherries and cherry juice, choose cherries. If you are choosing between berries and berry syrup, choose berries. Rule 2. Control your portion. Fruit is healthy, but fruit still contains carbohydrates. A common fruit serving contains around 15 grams of carbohydrate, though this varies depending on the fruit. The American Diabetes Association gives examples such as a small piece of whole fruit or about half a cup of frozen or canned fruit for around 15 grams of carbohydrate. So don't think, it's natural, so I can eat unlimited amounts. Think, this is healthy, but portion size still matters. Rule 3. Pair fruit with protein or healthy fat. Fruit alone may raise blood sugar faster in some people. Fruit with protein or healthy fat usually digests more slowly. Examples: berries with plain Greek yogurt, apple slices with peanut butter, cherries with nuts, avocado with eggs, fruit after a balanced meal instead of on an empty stomach. The goal is not to fear fruit. The goal is to make fruit work better inside your meal. Rule 4. Avoid hidden sugar versions. Many products look healthy because they contain fruit, but they are actually sugar-heavy processed foods. avoid or limit: fruit juice, fruit nectar, fruit syrups, sweetened dried fruit, canned fruit and syrup, jam and jelly, fruit-flavored yogurt with added sugar, smoothies with honey, sugar, or sweetened milk. Read labels carefully. Made with real fruit does not automatically mean blood sugar friendly. Rule 5. Test your own response. This is the rule most people ignore. Two people can eat the same fruit and have different glucose responses. Your response depends on your insulin sensitivity, medication, meal timing, portion size, sleep, stress, activity, and what you ate with the fruit. So check your blood sugar before and after meals if your doctor has advised monitoring. If you use a continuous glucose monitor, watch your trend. Your body gives you feedback. Food can be healthy in general, but you still need to know how it affects you personally. So let's quickly review. Fruit number 3 is berries. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, and blackberries are rich in fiber and polyphenols. Blueberries have been studied for insulin sensitivity support, and berries are among the easiest fruits to include in a diabetes-friendly diet. Fruit number 2 is cherries. They taste sweet, but they are low on the glycemic index and contain antioxidants. The key is to eat them whole, in the right portion, and avoid cherry juice or syrup. Fruit number 1 is avocado. It is technically a fruit, very low in sugar, rich in fiber and healthy fats, and may help make meals more satisfying while supporting steadier post-meal blood sugar. But here is the most important message of the entire video. Fruit is not automatically bad for diabetes. The form, portion, and pairing matter. Whole fruit is different from juice. A small portion is different from a giant bowl. Fruit with protein or healthy fat is different from fruit eaten alone on an empty stomach. Fresh or frozen fruit is different from syrup, jam, or sweetened dried fruit. And please remember, no fruit replaces medical care. Do not stop diabetes medication because of any food advice online. Use this information as part of a bigger plan that includes your doctor's guidance, movement, sleep, weight management, and a balanced diet. If this video helped you understand fruit and diabetes more clearly, hit the like button so more people can see it. This is your Senior Health and Well-Being channel, reminding you that it is never too late to support your body, honor your health, and live fully at every age. Here's to your best years, not behind you, but unfolding right now.